What is good, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is Autumn and I'm here to help you assume the position of who it is that you want to be in your life by realizing that you are the only thinker in your reality. Thus, you can be who you want to be in this reality. All right, you guys, if you like this content, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Join our community and don't forget to share your own success stories, tips, and all that good stuff down in the chat below. So you guys, on this video today, I really want to talk about this because this is something that I've recognized in a conversation that I've had with a friend with something that she's been wanting to manifest. So she's been wanting to manifest reconciliation between her and her specific person. But I realized by our conversation, the doubt that creeps in through the conversation that we had really came down to one thing that she was doing. And I know that she can't be the only one, and I know that I've experienced this too, because as she was talking about this, it really got me to thinking about the things that I tell myself. And so the sneakiest way that doubt creeps in for all of us, and we've talked about this before, but it is by the stories that we tell ourselves. And what do I mean about the stories that we tell ourselves? Because we've been talking about this a lot through the last few videos. It is the conversations and the inner conversations and the stories that we hold on to and the stories that we emotionally invest into. Because thoughts become stories, they become things, and they become things that we hold on to, and we build a whole story off of it. And sometimes those things may not even be true, but by us focusing on them, we make them to be true in our reality. So in this conversation, she was saying how she wished things could go back to the way they were before. And then she was saying, well, we used to have fun and we used to love each other and we used to be this and we used to be that. And as she was saying that in the conversation, I really started thinking about some of the videos that I posted on here with sharing my story when I had my six-figure business before. What I've said in some of these videos, and I've caught myself because as she was saying it, I was thinking back and I was like, man, I've said that before, where I've said when I used to make the most money and when I used to have all this time, space, you know, money, the clients were coming in that business. When I thought about that, that's me buying into a story that now I'm not this way. And the same thing I was telling her, I was like, you know, you bought into the story and you're holding on to the story of a used to be. And so it comes from holding on to the past. And so you're constantly living out the past in the present moment. And so how many of us get caught in the doubts, the little sneaky ways, the words that we're saying when it comes to what we're telling ourselves, what we're thinking in ourselves, and what we're thinking about others, specifically when it does come to other people, our specific people. And I will tell you guys, my specific person, I really had to let go of the complete story of what I thought was going on with him. For me to even be aware that he was never any of those things. It was just my perception based off of what I was feeling about myself. And so I created a whole story about him, that he was not attentive, that he was not doing this for me, and he was not doing that for me, and he chose other people over me. And it's because I was choosing him over me, and I wasn't focused on the story that I was telling myself, that I am desired, loved, chosen, all that good stuff. And so when we start picking up little things and holding on to the words that people say, holding on to the words for through conversation, and holding on to the past, that is the sneakiest way I feel that doubt creeps in, because we take hold of those things and we want to analyze them. We want to analyze our 3D. We want to analyze situations. We want to analyze, what do people mean when they say this, or that. And just even now recently, you guys, I've been getting emails from people that I know just want attention, and that they have all these random questions and projections, and you know, it's just that ability to not respond, or to have some sort of like non-reaction when it comes to things that are unfavorable or words that show up in your life. You realize that you are the only thing and the only person that has the ability to give those things meaning, and that we're always just being fed information, whether it is deemed good or bad. It's up to you to decide, but you're just being fed information all day, every day, and what you choose to grab onto and make a story out of, your life will play out in that way. And a lot of the times we grab onto stories, words, statements that people say, even the collective consciousness with there's so much lack out here and this, and that, and you hold on to those things and then you make a story out of it for your situation. And thus your reality plays out in that way. And so I know some of you guys are saying, okay, well, what if I'm already in that lack? What if I'm already in the place where my SP is not there? You have to realize that you're just telling yourself a story. And you're telling yourself a story of experiencing lack, because if you are everything, you guys, like we've been talking about, you are the operant power in your life. You are the only decider in your life. You are the only one that has the pure consciousness, because you are pure consciousness. So when you use the consciousness, the pure consciousness that you have to focus in on a thing, whether it is perceived good or bad, that is where you are drawing your attention from, and that is the momentum that is building on top of that story or that thought. It's whatever you keep putting your awareness on. And so that's why we talked about in my video yesterday about bringing your awareness back to yourself. How quickly, how often can you pull your attention back to yourself? Even when you're in a space of doubt, you bring your attention back to the present moment, because that is where your awareness is. And as long as you stay connected to the source within you, realizing that it's all just a game and your focus is the name of the game, and these stories that we make up do not mean anything at all, but what we are placing the meaning of on them, that's what they mean for us. Because for you, lack may be one thing and you may think it's taking you down a path of poverty, but for someone else, perceived lack can mean there's opportunity there to try out or to step into the assumption that they are who they want to be. It's all about your personal perspective, and what your personal perspective is going to play out in your life. No matter what you're perceiving of a situation now is what it is for you, because that's what you decide. And with you being the only decider, it has no other choice but to appear that way. So it's the little things that other people do, the information we're being fed all day. It's the sneaky little attachment to those things and those stories and those words and those people that take our attention off of our center, off of our awareness. And then we place all of that into the situation and the lack and everything we don't want. And now we have a story that we're building on, a lifeline that we're building on, and we're going down a whole nother path. Instead of staying at the center of our universe, everything around us has to move and conform to where you are staying centered at. All right. So that's really what it's about, you guys. That is the sneakiest way that doubt creeps in, is holding on to a story or making a story out of something that you don't like. Just let the thoughts pass. Just let it go and remain in your center, you guys. I promise you cannot get your manifestation wrong. There's nothing that you are doing per se wrong, even when you attach yourself to these stories. But you have to think, what story is favorable for you to really buy into? And if you're going to buy into a story, make sure you're buying into one where you are the source of everything. And thus, if you know that you are God doing it, just like Neville Goddard says in The Art of Dying, if you know that you are God doing it, then you can yield to whatever it is that you want. You're the one that's yielding to the dream that you have within, that you're holding up as the old dream dissolves, you guys. So if you know that you are the one doing it, if you are aware that you are the source, if you are aware of where you're putting your attention on inside yourself is where the 3D reality shapes around. This is what I really want you guys to understand. It's not about techniques. It's about being in the center of your reality through awareness and through consciousness. Everything around you is going to conform. I want you guys to see it like this. Think of this as you're sitting down, you're meditating, or you're just observing, and you're not giving reaction to anything. This is typically like non-reaction to anything good or non-reaction to anything bad. All you're focused on is your awareness within. And when you're calm and centered in that, all the things that you perceive as negative have to rearrange to be neutral or to dissolve. But the more attention and the awareness and the story that you're building on top of something you don't like is now the path that you're on. All right. So if you could get rid of stories altogether, or place that anything that's happening in your reality has no apparent meaning, then I find that you will get into the state of what it is you truly want, or you know, you'll find that your circumstances will dissolve back into the quantum field when you are only focused on yourself and in the awareness and where you are thinking in yourself, you guys. All right, so I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here. If this video helped you, if you want to share your experience of a story that you're thinking about, or a story that you know you're wanting to drop about yourself, put it down in the comments below and share with others. If you have anything that you want to say, make sure you share with others. This is our community. This is not just my community. This is our community that we are growing together. And if you want email coaching with me, you guys, remember that it's down in the description box below. I'll also tag it in the comments. And remember, imagination is on your side, and I am too. Bye.